Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Columbus Career Analyst. I'm Jake Holfinger, and we will be doing a match reaction for the Hellersville Derby against Cincinnati. So, Columbus and Cincinnati tied 1-1. I think the Crew definitely should have won that game. Missed a lot of chances in the second half. First half was a bit more even, but second half, the Crew had many chances and couldn't score. I mean, they forced a good save. Russell Rowe forced a good save, but overall, it was bad finishing and lack of the final ball, especially from our wingbacks, and our 10s failed to create anything. But we did control a lot of the game, especially in the second half. We dominated, and we created a lot of chances. We just didn't finish. We could have created even more, too, but yeah. So, first I'll go over key points, or I'll go over stats, actually, first. So the Crew had 68% possession. The XG was 2.68 to 0.82. The Crew had almost 2 more XG, so it was a landslide there. 16 shots for the Crew, 10 for Cincinnati. The Crew missed 4 big chances, which now I think puts us first in the amount of big chances missed in the MLS. So we need improvement there, to say the least. Let's see what else. From open play, the Crew had 0.9 XG and Cincinnati had 0.74. So a little bit closer there with the pen. The penalty really helps with the Crew's XG number, but from open play, the Crew still had a greater XG. Passes, the Crew had more than twice as many passes as Cincinnati. Let's see. And then both teams were 50-50 on aerial duels. Cincinnati had 62% aerial duels versus the Crew's 38%. The ground duels were about even, but the Crew had 54%, so slightly higher. And there was only 1 yellow card for Cincinnati. The highest foot mob gave the highest rating to Roman Calatano, I think is how you pronounce it, the Cincinnati goalkeeper, which is interesting. Rossi had the most XG with 0.94, but 0.7 of that I would think is from the penalty, so really he had like 0.2, not that much, but Gazdag had 0.87. That's a lot. Steven Moreira, Shambost, and Arfston all created 3 chances. Are tied for that. Then the next 2 are Cincinnati players. Rossi created 1, Amundsen created 1, and Aliu created 1. So that's good there. Okay, I think that's good for stats. From what I saw, I was at the game, so that's why I didn't do a match watch along. But something that I saw was when we had Aliu in, especially in the first half, we were playing a lot of balls through the channels, kind of like through balls to the channels for Aliu to get. And that was Aliu's second time I've seen him play. The first time he only played a few minutes. So first time I've seen him play for an extended period of time. And I liked what I saw. He is fast, and which we don't really have on the team. So it's good to have someone that mixes it up a little bit, can have someone to play in behind if the opposing team is playing a high line. I thought that was good. He was fast. We played a lot of balls to him in the channels, but we didn't really create that much from them. We created a few. We got a few opportunities from them, but not that much. And something he probably could work on though would be that his link up play went check down and layoffs. He lost the ball a few times there in his first touch. Sometimes was lacking, but other times it was good. But I think overall he's showing potential, and I think he'll be a good player. Just needs to, get time in the team. I think it's good that he brings something else. Russell Rowe brings a little bit of size. Aliu brings a little bit of pace to it with the 2 strikers that we have. Schulte, especially in the first half with the goal, looked low on confidence. He kind of made a punch. In this whole season, he's looked low on confidence. He hasn't looked as good as he had last year and maybe the year before that too. He was playing very, very well last year, bailing us out a lot with one-on-ones. But this year, I mean, he hasn't really been in one-on-one situations, but he's lacking confidence, and he hasn't played as well. I mean, you can tell he doesn't have very much confidence. Um, yeah, I mean, first half, was okay. We probably were losing on XG. Cincinnati created a little bit more than us, but we were getting in good positions. We just hadn't played a final ball. Like we had a lot of cutbacks that were blocked, and poor decision making kind of in the final third. And once we got to their box, we were getting in good positions. We just never really played a final ball. Let's see what else. I guess, yeah, this whole game just kind of comes down to we can't finish chances at all. We're tied for first, or might even be first in missed big chances, which is like 30. I think we're at 30, and we had like 40 something big chances. So our conversion rate is bad. Gazdag missed a few. Russell Rowe missed a few, at least that one header. Rossi might have missed one. So just not, we can't finish, and we've seen this over many games. I haven't watched the last two games, but especially against Montreal, I watched the highlights, and there was a few missed chances that we had. And we also, we're winning on XG. We had like kind of the same thing. We tied them 1-1, but we had a lot more XG. So you would think both of these games we should have won. And Philadelphia, we kind of scraped that. I think we had less XG, so we probably didn't deserve to win that we probably didn't deserve to win that one, but the last two games we definitely probably deserved to win, and we didn't win because we didn't finish well. And that's kind of been a story all season. We haven't finished very well. So yeah. And then I think Gazdag will end up being a good signing. He hasn't really fit in with the team that well. He hasn't scored. I don't know if he's assisted yet, but I don't think so. He might have. But something that he did on Philadelphia a lot was score goals, and we're not seeing that at Columbus, which is surprising. I would have thought that he would be scoring a lot. But I also thought when we signed him that he would be more of a striker, that we'd sign someone that's more of a striker, like Kucha, that's maybe like a false 9. But he's more of a 10. If anything, he's more of an 8. He's more of a center mid instead of a attacking mid or striker. I mean, he might be an attacking mid, but he's almost like an 8/10. He's not a 10/9, which was kind of surprising. I would think that we would sign a 9. Rossi's a 10. We have Russell Rowe and Aliu now, who are 9s, but we do have an open DP slot, which could be filled. Kucha was a very good finisher. He scored a lot of goals, and we're kind of missing someone that's very attacking-minded, that is playing all along their back line. Rossi and Gazdag are picking the ball up in front of their back line. If we have someone that's a very good finisher that can get in behind, take one-on-ones with their defenders, I think that will help us score goals. We aren't doing bad with goal scoring, but we aren't doing good. I mean, going back to, I still have the sheet here from the pregame. We are, let me see here, attack. We are 11th in goals scored per 90 and 11th in XG per 90. So we're above average, but slightly. We're not elite like we have been. I think last season we were like the top scoring team in the MLS, and now we're not. I mean, losing Ramirez, I never really loved Ramirez. He was good to bring on. I mean, I think we probably could use him right now as someone who could finish. He did miss chances too, but someone who kind of had goal-scoring instinct is kind of what we're missing right now. So, I mean, Ramirez wasn't very good on the ball, so I think I'm not opposed that we sold him, but we could use someone like him that has a good goal-scoring instinct, killer instinct. But yeah, so hopefully, I mean, maybe this summer we can sign a DP9 since we have the open DP slot. So, yeah. Okay, now let's go to player ratings. And I had some trouble, that's why I was kind of late I made the player ratings, but I had some trouble putting the link into the description so you guys could do it. So let me know if that works. You can send that in the chat if it works or not. I had some trouble. I don't expect it to work, but it may. So just let me know if it works or not in the chat. And I'll give you my player ratings for what I think. And you can do them along with me. And I'll give you a few seconds here, so you can do them. You can do them along with me. So yeah, Schulte. I would give him a 6, average. 6 is average. You rate him 1 through 10, 6 being average. Okay. I would give Schulte a 6. He had a mistake leading to the goal, a bad punch out. Maybe could have caught it. Maybe punched it further. But he did make a really good save. He did make a really good save to make up for that. I think it was, in the first half. Unless it says she doesn't see it. It should be in the description of the video. If not, don't worry about it. I'll try to figure it out next time. I had some trouble with putting the link through YouTube. It wouldn't let me put a link that would link. I had to do some verification, but it said I need to wait 24 hours. So next time we should have a link. If not, don't worry about it. Oh, it works? Nice. Okay, so get those player ratings in. We can look at the responses later, get the averages. So yeah, we can get those player ratings in. We can see responses from that. So yeah, so I would give Schulte a 6. He made a mistake leading to the goal, but he also made a really good save. Tipped the ball over the post with his left hand. I think that was good. I think that made up. Gave him about average. I mean, he was good with his feet. Good sweeper keeper. But didn't really have too much to do. So 6 average. And I would give our whole back line, Moreira, Zawadzki, Amundsen, 7s. I mean, we gave up 1 goal, but that was a chance. I mean, they were kind of there was counterattacking opportunities, but that was kind of they were left 1-on-1 a lot, and I think they were above average. I mean, we only gave up 1 goal, and yeah, I think they all deserve 7s. And then I would give Nagbe and Shembo 7s too. I think they were good keeping the ball, distributing it well. I mean, both of them, especially Nagbe, I feel like could be a little bit more offensive and play a little bit more offensive, play a little more risky instead of just always playing the safe pass. But they did good building out of the back and keeping the ball. Okay, now for the wingbacks, I would give Farsi a 5. He lacked the final ball. I feel like he always has lacked the final ball, final finish, the end product. I think he has lacked that. Something that he could work on. He was very good hustle defensively. Keeping the ball is good too. But he kind of lacks that final pass, final finish, and that definitely showed today. A lot of cutbacks that weren't made. And for that same reason, I would give Arston a 5 too. Slightly below average. I mean, still fine, but slightly below. Arston, again, he doesn't really have the same problem as Farsi with the final ball, but today he did. There was one in the first half where he was on the left side, debating. He could have shot it. He ended up shooting it, and I don't remember if the goalie saved it or went wide, but he didn't score. And he could have just played a cutback right to Gazdag, who was open, was able to tap it in. And I saw Gazdag kind of yelling. I'm like, why didn't you pass it to me? He was frustrated there, and I agree. I think I was kind of frustrated. I thought he should have passed that. But again, the cutbacks weren't really working. They were getting blocked a lot. So our wingbacks kind of struggled to make that final ball. That's why I gave them both 5s. Rossi and Gazdag, 5s. Again, I mean, Rossi scored the pen, but I don't really count that in my player ratings. I don't think it really helps. Yeah, I mean, they kind of struggle to create anything. I feel like Rossi kind of struggles to create. I mean, they did good moving the ball, keeping the ball, moving it, but they didn't really create much. Gazdag missed a chance or two. I can think of one towards the end of the game. Ball came across. He, instead of just sweeping it with the left foot one time, he kind of trapped it with his right foot, tried to shoot it with his left, and, I don't know, didn't hit it right, kind of shanked it. So, yeah, he missed chances. Rossi, I mean, doesn't really create anything, lost the ball a few times in the first half. I mean, they played okay, don't get me wrong, but they struggled to create stuff, so I think that is why they deserve 5s. And then I would give Aliou Ibrahim, I would give him a 6. I think he was a little bit better. Um, and again, I'm not as probably harsh on him as I am Rossi and Gazdag because they are, and everyone else because that was his first start. So I'm gonna be a little bit more generous with him and give him a 6. I mean, he was average, and I don't really have anything else to compare him to compare his other performances to. Um, so so I would say a 6. I mean, he did good getting into the channels, giving us an outlet. He missed that one chance, but it was offsides. So yeah, I would give Aliu a 6, and then Russell Rowe I would give, I guess 5. I'll go 5.5. I think he was okay. He missed a header, but also had a good header that was a really good save from the Cincinnati goalkeeper. So I would give him 5.5, maybe slightly above a 5, but maybe not average. So yeah, those are my player ratings. And we'll go through. We have one response here. We'll look at that. Patrick Schulte 6. Yeah, I agree. Steven Moreira 7. Yeah. Zawadzki 8. Okay. Yeah, I agree. Amundsen 6. That's interesting. I would kind of think they did somewhat similar. I think Zawadzki was maybe slightly better. I could see that. He was very good at tracking back. Interesting, though. I'd love to hear why you give Munson a 6. I think he was just as good as Moreira. I mean, Moreira was maybe a little bit more offensive, but I think Amundsen got up there and did well, too. Farsi a 5, yeah, I agree. Shambo 7, yeah. Nagby 7. Arfston 6, okay, yeah, that's fine. Rossi 7, okay, I'd love to hear that. Maybe it's just because he scored. You could boost up the score for that. Gazdag is 6. Yeah, I mean, I guess if they both have 6, I mean, if you could both give them average, that's fine. I guess they did average. They just didn't really create much, and Gazdag missed some chances. But I guess, yeah, Rossi scored, so you could do 7 and 6. Aliu 6, yeah. Russell Rowe 7. Yeah, I mean, that's very similar to what I said. I mean, I think a little bit different. I think 5.5. I mean, I guess you could say if I had to pick between 5 and 6 for Russell Rowe, I'd give him a 6. He was average. He had a good header, but also missed one. And his link-up play was fine, too. It was average, He had an average performance. So, yeah. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Had a fun time at the crew game. I think it was a very good atmosphere today. It was electric. So, yeah, thank you so much for watching. Glory to Columbus. Go Crew.